Hi guys, how you doing? I'm here today and I'm with
James Carroll.
And James has something quite amazing to show us. Now, you may not have heard about this yet. I'm very excited because I've only found out about it, what it is today, even though I was teased on the way down in the car about what it's going to be. Okay, so do you want to announce what we're doing today?
Well, yeah, basically I run a company called Evil Twin Artworks and we are making a version of Manowar for Games Workshop.
Now that's pretty exciting. Now you're a huge fan of the products because we've just been talking about it earlier. Just tell us what army was your favourite army and what did you collect?
Well, right now I think it is the Undead, and I'm still a stickler where I've now only just started. I still call them Undead, and it's like I've now just started putting vampire counts in, whereas before I was proper necromancer, old school army, but it would get my ass kicked all the time.
Yeah, so we're talking old school, aren't we? Because necromancers used to run the armies and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about your background because this isn't your first game.
No, we've done a lot of work for hire things. One of the most notable, we did a River Cottage game for Channel 4, and last year we made a game called Victory at Sea, which was based on another tabletop battle game by a company called Mongoose, who are Swindon based, and it's a World War II naval combat game, and it's like it was our first foray into it because it's something we always wanted to do, was do what we love, which is tabletop battle games really. And
this is quite exciting because this is taking something that you enjoy and then taking it to the next step, which is your business, and turning it into something quite amazing. We can see the trailer behind us. Now we're going to get a quick look at the trailer in a second, but just tell us exactly what this game's all about.
Well, it's going to be called Manowar Corsair, and you'll be able to explore the whole continent of the old world, covering Britannia, the Empire, Kislev. You'll be able to sail all the way around the coast, all the way down to like Estalia and Tilia, and it's massive. And basically, it's a huge sandbox game where you can tell your own story, basically. But there is a kind of a through story as well. But I like to just do whatever I want. You know?
So you can literally just sail the seas.
Yeah. That's basically it. I mean, you know, I was always a fan of things like Sid Meier's Pirates. Yeah. I'm loving, you know, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag stuff as well. And there's a lot of those sort of influences were coming in, and you know, things like Black Flag. I just want to be able to just go off and do what I want rather than be told what to do. You know, and a lot of it was for this was just be able to explore. And you know, kind of I always loved Elite, you know, especially on the Amiga and the Spectrum and things like that, you know, and just being able to travel and that sense of adventure, and that's what we're trying to capture in this.
So tell us about what kind of vessels we can expect, and also what can we expect out of game mechanics wise? I mean, is there going to be the chance to upgrade? Will we be able to hire a crew member? Can we bring in friends and play alongside with friends and stuff like that?
Well, there are, I think, 37 ships at the moment, different types of ship. We've got, you know, in the Man of War, you've got your orc ships, you've got your big chucker, you've got your Hulk, you know, you've got your Khorne blood ship, Nurgle plague crushers, and whatever else, you know, and of course the classic Bretonian Corsair, yeah. And you know, I've just been literally, because I'm also, you know, being a small company, a man of many hats, I've been painting up ships as well. So I've just been painting up a Skaven Warp Raider and things like that. So it's been brilliant fun doing all that sort of thing. And yeah, basically you'll be able, you play your own character. So you play the captain and you command your ship, but you can hire in allies as well. But they've all got their own personality. So it depends on their racial types. If they're a dwarf, they might be more gold orientated, that sort of thing. But also you can find ones that are quite honourable and some that might be quite cowardly as well, and that will all affect how the game runs, basically. So yeah, you'll be able to trade, you go into ports, you trade, you can get quests and jobs, that sometimes you might end up finding yourself being part of a bigger fleet that's like having to defend itself against something else, you know. There are roaming monsters, which is always great.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of, when we're talking about roaming monsters, what can we expect? I mean, because from the trailer, you can see like a giant shark.
Yeah, there's a megalodon, and yeah, we've obviously got the Dark Elf fleet has got they ride on the back of sea drakes and stuff. Their ships, so that's going to be fun. We haven't made the sea drake yet. That's one that's on. I've seen the early prototypes for it, but it's looking exciting, and yeah, it's nothing worse. So nothing scarier than actually finding one of them just suddenly appear out of the ocean. You've got like a kraken suddenly at the moment we're just working into the animation, but it just suddenly come out of the ocean at you, and the tentacles come over the deck, and it's quite scary when you're miles away, you know, sailing across, minding your own business.
So what perspectives could you get from this? Is it third person or is it first person?
It's third person, but there are certain first person elements if you've got a sharpshooter, you can like zoom in on with the sniper rifle and try and pick people off. So you've got but the main core of it is a third person view, which you can zoom out and actually get more of the view of the ship as well, because we wanted to be able to feel like you could actually explore, take different views of it really.
And how about magic? Is there any magic in this game?
Yeah. Well, we've been having fun with the magic. Yeah, watching ships suddenly, the woods suddenly come alive and start growing branches and things like that, and toxic sort of seas and becalm in the sea and things like that, and basically you've got all your different types of wizards. The Skaven magic's always good fun, so we've got a Skaven, you know, the Grey Seers kind of casting their spells and things like that. So yeah, lots of magic, and and that brings another mechanic to it. It's not just like you're sailing around using your guns. You've suddenly got another guy that you can take control of, and just start casting spells. So
if I'm right, so we can actually play different crew members. We can actually jump into the different parts of the ship, and say, for example, if I want to play the wizard, I can just sort of jump into him and use my magic to attack another vessel. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and you can actually take your captain, like if you go into a boarding action against another ship, your captain can suddenly get his blunderbuss and start walking off and start picking off the other crew, when your first mate takes control of the ship and just keeps it all running. So yeah, there's a lot of being able to move over and become the sharpshooter in the crow's nest and things like that as well.
So what parts really excite you about this game? What's the elements that you think other people are going to get excited about this game?
I think it's that sense of adventure with it. I mean, the games, like I said, I mentioned Sid Meier's Pirates. I love that. Another one I really like was Zelda, the Wind Waker, and that sense of being able to sail off and like this story that unfolds, and it doesn't force you down a certain, like you have to do it this way and then this way. It's like there are quests out there and you've got things to do, And I think that for me, that's what it is. It's creating my own character and creating my own like mythology around that character, and I always love that in games.
So, I mean, this company is literally, when I say a bedroom business, it's literally a bedroom business, and it's like, this is what is kind of exciting, that you've got companies like this creating large licensed games.
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit nowadays, and it's really nice because the gaming community, the video game community, is really small. So you get to know a lot of people, and everybody's in the same boat. Even the big companies, they have highs, lows, they have the things they worry about, and you realise actually we're no different. The only thing is it depends on the size of your office really and the amount of people. And the good thing is with like being able to talk to people online. I mean, Carlos, one of our 3D modelers, lives in Hollywood, and he's worked on like films and things like that, and he's come in to back us up just because he likes making monsters. And he's from Peru, and he said, "Oh yeah, man, we've got a games workshop in Peru," and it's like I was like, yeah, it just shows you how big the brand is, and people love it. And he just he's been making Skaven rat ogres and things like that, and that's what he loves doing. So it's kind of a busman's holiday for him.
So we're going to see a lot of the traditional races that were in the Warhammer world, because I don't know if you've kept up with. Obviously, there's a big change now. It's now the Age of Sigmar, and a lot of the old world has now vanished, and it's this new system, this new place that they've created. So we're going to see like the traditional elements from Warhammer, which is going to be quite exciting. So can you sort of let us know what kind of races they're going to be, or?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, that was the thing that excites Games Workshop when we've been talking to them, is that we've got our own, but compared to the other games that are coming out, we've got our own unique slice of the Warhammer world, because Manowar's set in a certain period, it's got certain races in it, and there are certain things like the elf ships and that were never envisaged past these like little couple of inch models, and so we're trying to expand them into these like 200-foot long ships, and it's like we've all had a fun process trying to realise that, and so we are literally we've got the Skaven, we've got orcs, dwarfs, dark elves, we've got chaos, we've got Khorne, we've got Nurgle. We've been modelling beastmen, things like that. We've obviously got the humans, which you've got your Bretonnians and your Empire. And we've got, obviously you can go around to Kislev and things like that.
Can you get to Albion?
No, we haven't yet. No, that's something we've been looking at. We've been down the line. There are lots of things we'd like to do. I mean, because we're obviously, I was talking about Carlos being from Peru, and I said, well, you've got Lustria, and you've got the lizard men and things like that as well that we'd like to add. We haven't put them in this version, but it would be nice down the line to be able to sail all the way across and meet the elves and then go to the elfin lands and stuff like that.
So do you envision this having some nice sort of DLC that can be added to it? Or will it be something that will just be sort of slipped in without people noticing? Well,
I think we've got we've promised we're going to promise a certain amount, and then it's a case of looking at doing possibly a DLC. What I'd like to see is a DLC on like doing Ulthuan and the elves, and then the lizard men as well, and branching out into that sort of side of things. And but right now, we're putting in all the races, and they're just going to be in. But obviously, this is based on we're doing Steam Early Access, so we're starting off with a certain amount of things, and then we're going to start introducing it as we go, and just make sure the community enjoy it.
So talking about early access, how important is it with you guys that the community gets involved in that quite early on?
I think it's really important. Our previous game, Victory at Sea, we created a really positive community around that, and that was because we got in there with everybody and said, look, we really want to make, we love this game. It's not just a money making scheme. We want to keep doing what we want to do, and that's why we make these games, And so there's no point taking the money and running. We want to keep supporting. I mean, we just literally, we were going to release an update for Victory at Sea a year on very soon. We've got somebody who had worked on it for us, and that's the same with this. Is that we want the community to be part of it and feel like they've actually contributed, because we want this to be the game that they want to play, and obviously you can't please everybody, because sometimes you get somebody that says, "Oh, I want it to be open world with spaceships." It's like, no, that's not the game we're doing, I always think from my point of view is that this is a game I want to play, and so it's like I really want to make sure that everybody's happy with it, as best as we can.
If you ever do sneak spaceships in there, can you let me know first? I'll have a battle barge, just so I could just go around blitzing other people's ships. So talking about other people, so this isn't a multiplayer at the moment, but it does have the function to do a skirmish with your friends.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, it's basically we'll have a skirmish battle where you can pick one of the other fleets and take command and start. Just blowing each other up basically in like a little sandbox environment you can sail around. Yeah,
and just so before we go to the teaser trailer, because this is the teaser trailer to announce the game, which if you're watching this video is today, hopefully. If not, it's on the Friday on the 4th, which then you will be watching this video. But what other elements can we expect to come out for this very soon after the teaser trailer?
Well, I mean, obviously we will be showing more of the gameplay and things like that as we go. I'd really like to be able to show some of the races and the characters, because as you'll see in the trailer, the characters in the trailer are from the game, and we're quite excited by just the sheer number, and I think that's the great thing about the license is that it's just so broad. We've got ships with giant claws on the front,
I got to say, I did get a sneak look at that a minute ago, and I'm really excited by that because it's obviously the corn ships. Just a quick question I do have is: will we be able to create our own captains, or is there a set number of characters that you're allowed to play?
Well, there's we've basically got a couple of characters that you can pick between male and female, and but you can and Empire and Bretonian, but you can pick your own kind of backgrounds and things like that with it. That's where we're going with this initially. So there is a certain amount of creating it, turning it into your own character, changing colours and and you can change the colours of your fleet and like the flags and you can customise that, so you can get a sense of personalising it, the fleet.
I've got to say that's really really amazing, because the thing that I'm really quite excited about this is the fact that I can just sail and keep travelling and just journey and stuff like that. I've got to say, is there the chance for trading and stuff like that in this? Can you collect, buy stuff and sell stuff like you can, say, in Elite, for example?
Yeah. Basically, that you've got different goods. We've got this whole living, breathing world where say like there are certain ports that are rich in certain things, but if you attack the port or it's attacked, they might end up struggling, and so they actually changes through the game. So it's quite dynamic. But again, it's the same with what you can do with your ship is that you can upgrade your ship and change certain things and buy extra crew, and that's all in port. So.
Wow. Okay, so that sounds really quite exciting. Well, I've got to say thanks very much for seeing us today, guys. Look, I'm going to see you very, very soon, but please take a look at the trailer, and I'll speak to you later. Take care.